Hello and welcome to Steve the Podcast. I'm here today with
Ollie.
And Reese.
and today we're going to be talking about cartoons. So the first question we had is, how do cartoons appeal to such a wide age range?
That's really interesting because the cartoons vary over. Like there's adult cartoons, there's cartoons that are for really little children, and then there's like cartoons for mid range, like teens.
Yeah.
That's a really good question. That brings me onto a good question. I was watching Roger the Rabbit over there. You know, the hit animated film Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
And this made me think: is this film really for kids?
No, it's interesting because obviously cartoons. It's interesting how much effort goes into making kids ones when obviously adults are going to notice it more when they're watching the adult cartoons.
Yeah,
And
because
stuff like that.
it's like Roger Rabbit is filled with a lot of scary imagery. Like the guy with the daggers that come out of his eyes, that's frightening.
Yeah. And now we're going to ask one of our studio audience members, Steve, a question.
Yeah, Steve. So, Steve, what do you think of cartoons? Not a fan.
Not a fan at all.
Classic Steve.
What is everyone's favourite cartoon?
Personally, I'm a big anime fan, so I'm a bit of a weeb, as some people might say. Oh, come on! The live studio audience, they don't like anime. I'm a big fan of Dominion Tank Police, as well as like Akira and Appleseed. They're my favourite cartoons.
Reese?
I think my favourite cartoon might be Family Guy.
You got a reason? Anything about it specifically you like?
I just like it.
Fair enough.
Good show. Very, very funny.
It is.
Here's a good topic. While we're on the topic of animated shows, what do you guys think to the 3D animation?
Can't say I've ever seen any myself, but I've heard it's rather controversial topic.
Like, do you guys class 3D animation as like proper animation or?
I would initially, when I've not looked at any myself, but thinking about it, I would think towards no more than yes. But
What makes you think that?
well, I think it's like because obviously 3D animation is done with 3D material rather than standard animation. So I mean, it could not count in that manner.
Order in the crowd.
Order.
People seem to really like your opinion. What about you, Reese? Do you think 3D animation is real animation, or are you a 2D animated purist?
Well, the term animation is used when you bring an inanimate object to life. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So thinking about it, 3D animation is basically just bringing an object to life. Think about it like Toy Story.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good point. What do the people in the audience think? Wow, that was really overstanding of the
Definitely.
crowd. They love you, Reese.
You've got something to
thank
say
you.
about 90s cartoons now.
Oh, yes. I'm a big fan personally of 90s cartoons. You know, like I said, anime.
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
big fan of Pokemon. Any Pokemon fans out there? Oh, guess not. I'm a big fan of like the old 90s X-Men cartoon. That's a good cartoon. I really like that one. You guys get me. I also like, like the old He-Man. Nice bit of trivia here. you know, the Filmation, they reused slides from the old He-Man to use on Scooby-Doo. Who has that air horn? Steve, go find him. Take the air horn off him. Classic Steve.
Classic Steve.
Yeah, nice bit of trivia. They reused parts of He-Man and reanimated over it for Scooby-Doo.
Interesting.
Mm.
We're going to come back to trivia a little bit later and talk about pieces of trivia we know from animated and cartoons. I'm going to speak now about animated versus live action shows, and specifically Mr. Bean, and that a live action comedy show being turned into an animated show. I thought the concept of it was quite interesting, but also that it didn't really work because a lot of the comedy was from detailed props and aspects that or at least they didn't recreate in the animated versions. I thought that was poor, and it just led me thinking on animated versus live action and whether you can compare the two and make a show, make both versions of a show and consider them to be part of the same show.
Personally, I prefer. Sorry, I prefer the live action. I prefer the live action Mr. Bean. Thank you. Lively audience today. Yeah, but with animation, you lose a lot of the emotion. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Definitely.
Well, I've never actually seen the live action Mr. Bean.
What?
Yeah, shut up.
Like, the crowd doesn't like that one, Reese.
I can tell.
Well, what's your thoughts on it anyway? Any thoughts?
On what?
On live action or animation, which one do you prefer?
I don't really have a preference. I like both of them.
Fair.
I was thinking about the speaking of the animated Mr. Bean. I had a bit of trivia from that. In that the production team involved in it were exactly the same as the production team involved for the live action episode. So that's my bit of trivia.
Well, that's quite a good bit of trivia. I didn't know that.
Have you got one, Reese, to
Yeah.
complete the set?
Yes, I do actually. Did you know that Seth MacFarlane actually provided most of the voices in Family Guy?
I did not know
I
that.
didn't. That's quite interesting.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Very good.
I like Family Guy.
A couple more questions that the audience members have given us out there. Has anyone ever tried to draw a cartoon or a cartoon image? I haven't myself, but it's interesting.
I have.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
What specific cartoon was it?
I was trying to animate two stickmen fighting.
Right.
It's very tough. It's very tough.
Yeah, I can imagine. It seems quite a lengthy process.
Especially if like you don't have a steady hand. If the lines aren't straight, it comes out terrible. Who has the drums? Yes. Steve, have you ever tried to draw anything? Interesting.
Yeah. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
This is called Steve the Podcast.
What about you, Reese?
I have tried to animate something once.
Oh yeah.
Then I found out I can't draw people.
Oh.
Stickman, go with Stickman.
They
Yeah.
look like blobs.
I've heard trying to draw people is really hard.
It is.
Yeah, it really is.
It's the hands and faces.
Yeah. I had a joke about cartoons, specifically about the Flintstones, and I thought I'd tell that now. I've been working on a joke.
Enlighten us, please.
It might have heard it before. What's the difference between people in Dubai and people in Abu Dhabi?
I don't know.
People in Dubai don't like the Flintstones, but people in Abu Dhabi do.
No.
That's
No.
Bit of mixed crowd there. Order.
Shut up. Yeah, people in Dubai don't like them, but people in Abu Dhabi do.
But,
Yeah,
Not
you
that my
don't-
joke.
You
but-
don't need to.
yeah,
You don't
yeah,
need to.
yeah.
Well, he
Yeah.
liked it, so.
Steve, did you like it? We got a lounge here.
A little bit. Granted. Our next question was about the educational value of cartoons, and do you guys think cartoons have almost an educational value? I know there's a lot of kids' cartoons, and a lot of kids are interested in cartoons, but some of the most popular kids' cartoons that I will not name specifically are not known to be quite educational, and are actually known for some of the characters to be almost the protagonists to be actually quite rude characters, and obviously typically young children will pick up what they see in cartoons and maybe act like these specific characters from these shows. And I was just wondering, do you guys think cartoons do have an educational value as a general for kids, and should they?
I have to go against your opinion there and say, yes, cartoons do have an educational point. In He-Man, there's moral stories, and there's obviously shows. You guys have both seen Wonder Pets, right?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah? You've never seen Wonder Pets?
no, I don't
Man,
think so.
You were missing out. What do you think, Reese? Educational? Not educational?
I would say yes. A lot of shows are educational. Some of them aren't, but some of them are. For example, Bluey. I don't care what anybody thinks. Bluey is a good show, and
Never
it
seen it.
teaches good morals.
I mean, I can't say I've ever watched it, but I have heard about educational elements within that specific show. Within Bluey, other cartoons are available.
What does the audience think to this? They don't like educational television.
No, they don't. Not at
Or
all.
they
Wow.
just don't like Bluey.
The band doesn't like it either. Oh, the drummer
Wrong
does.
time. The drummer does. We'll take that. And my final question before we start to say our goodbyes and play a little bit of music on the podcast is, how do you guys think colour affects cartoons, and will it make or break a good cartoon?
I think colour does make or break a cartoon. Like in the hit anime Akira, a lot of it is based on colour, like the backgrounds, the city. And if it wasn't for that, Akira wouldn't have its tone. What do you think about this?
I think I quite think that colour, because obviously a bad colour palette within a cartoon, people become less interested.
Yeah.
And I think of it almost, if your cartoon was fully black and white, people would be far less invested, and far less people would be invested compared to if it was in full colour. And I just think about it like that. And as
Yeah.
so you expand your colour palette, that's how it'll end up. But, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Colour does, to me, makes the cartoon. What do you think, Steve? I get where you're coming from. Oh, the drummer agrees with us as well.
Well, we'll take that. I think that's nearly it. Wrapping up for the first episode of Steve the Podcast, where we've been talking about cartoons. Obviously, with Steve not present, we've talked about plenty of different types.
He wasn't
of
present?
cartoons. He will. He's present, but he's not in the room.
He's everywhere. You better watch out for him.
Classic Steve.
He
Better
is
watch out.
omnipotent.
Yes.
Yes.
Should we play the national anthem?
Yes,
now?
I think
we're
we
going to finish with one piece of music, and we're going to say goodbye, and that's episode 1 of the Steve Podcast done. Goodbye.
Everyone,
Goodbye.
please stand for the national anthem.
Futures for every